At 17 years old, Alex Carter had one dream. He wanted to become successful, not famous, not lucky, just successful enough to give his parents the life they deserved. Alex grew up in a small town in Ohio. His father worked long hours driving trucks. His mother worked at a grocery store. Money was always tight. Every month was a struggle. As a teenager, Alex promised himself that one day he would change that. After graduating high school, he started his first business. It failed. He lost almost all the money he had saved. People told him to get a normal job and stop dreaming. But Alex wasn't ready to quit. He tried again, and failed again, then again, and again. By the time he was 24 years old, Alex had failed 27 different business ideas. 27. Most people would have given up long before that. His friends had stable careers. Many had already bought houses. Meanwhile, Alex was living in a tiny apartment and struggling to pay rent. One night, after another failure, he sat alone in his room. His bank account showed only $73. He felt defeated. For the first time, he seriously considered quitting. As he stared at the wall, he noticed an old photograph. It was a picture of his parents, the people who had sacrificed everything for him. Suddenly, he remembered something his father used to say. The only way you truly fail is when you stop trying. Those words stayed in his mind all night. The next morning, Alex made a decision. He would try one more time. But this time, instead of chasing quick money, he would focus on solving a real problem. For months, he researched. He talked to hundreds of people. He listened carefully to their frustrations. Eventually, he discovered a problem that many small businesses faced. He spent an entire year building a solution. The process was exhausting. There were days when nothing worked, weeks when no customers signed up, months when he doubted himself. But unlike before, Alex refused to quit. Slowly, things began to change. One customer became 10. 10 became 100. 100 became thousands. The company started growing faster than he had ever imagined. 5 years later, Alex's business was generating millions of dollars every year. News outlets wanted interviews. Business magazines wanted his story. People suddenly called him an overnight success. Alex always laughed when he heard that, because nobody saw the years of failure. Nobody saw the sleepless nights. Nobody saw the 27 failed attempts. They only saw the final result. One day, Alex bought his parents a beautiful house. As he handed them the keys, his mother started crying. His father stood silently for a moment. Then he smiled and said, "I knew you would make it." Alex smiled back, not because he had become rich, but because he had kept the promise he made as a teenager. Years later, during a speech to young entrepreneurs, someone asked him, "What was the biggest reason for your success?" Alex thought for a moment before answering. Then he said, "Most people stop after a few failures. I kept going after 27. The audience became silent. Then he added, "Success doesn't belong to the smartest person. It belongs to the person who refuses to quit." Moral: failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. Every setback teaches a lesson. Every mistake builds experience. And every time you get back up, you become stronger than before. 100